In an earlier video, I said I would explain further what the X, Y, and Z's were of putting things in a court order when it comes to supervised contact with your kids. Here's number one rule. Do not agree to something that you don't even understand what it means for you to do in order to get unsupervised contact. So what do I mean by that? I mean something that says, 1, must complete a parenting class that addresses drug and alcohol addiction. Seems kind of easy, right? Okay, I'm just going to do a class and guess what? Oh, I'll get unsupervised contact. No. First of all, what class are you going to take? Doesn't specify, right? So when you leave court, you go and look for this specific class that says, all right, I'm supposed to take a class that addresses drug and alcohol addiction. You can't find one. Now what do? Now if you try to go back to court, they're going to say, well, you didn't follow that order. Well, then you tell them, well, guess what? Where I live, no such thing exists. Then they might say, talking about the court or the other side, well, too bad, so sad. That's what you agreed to, so you need to get it done. See you later. Please be escorted by the nice court officer and have a nice day. So remember, that is the number one thing you must make sure. If there are requirements for you to complete in order to come back to court to ask for unsupervised contact, if it's not a self-fulfilling order, meaning it says after 6 months of supervised contact, you get unsupervised contact. Even that is pretty darn vague, because what's that mean? What if the other side doesn't agree that you have weekly supervised contact? Maybe you only had one time within 6 months. Is that going to satisfy that self-fulfilling clause? No. So you need to put in how many times you're to have supervised contact, who's to provide it, what happens if the person you agree to doesn't provide it, who's next on the list. You need to have a minimum of 3 people who will actually agree, and they will actually agree to the dates and times that are within that order. So listen, the more detail you have about what you have to do is going to become so redundant and potentially irritate everybody involved. They'll probably say you don't need supervised contact, because what I'm telling you, you better have it super detailed or you're going to be supervised for life. And I'm not talking being on parole. You're not going to be able to have a real relationship with your kid, and that's what it's all about. Being there for your kid. So make sure whoever you hire to represent you in court has a detailed plan and a detailed, realistic plan of what you need to do to get unsupervised contact with your kids, and something in that court order that says, look, if it doesn't exist, I can file a petition